I thought that my voice would be good to be on the task force because of a lot of the people that I know that have followed this path, the path to, criminal activity, and there's some that have followed this path, such as members of Minority Men's Network. I've traveled both, and so it was a opportunity for me to kind of share how I was as a youth and how I am as an adult. And so having that voice, I still consider myself a big kid, man. So even though they don't have any youth on the task force, I'm really talking to a lot of them and bringing that voice as an advocacy for the youth. The very first time I spoke to the task force, I said we have an opportunity to create a new culture. If we have things in our community that we don't like, that we don't need, that we prefer it to be, it takes effort. It takes effort and development and a process. And so right now I think that's what we're trying to do, and it's a beautiful thing because we haven't had this chance to have this conversation, even though it's been other conversations. We haven't had a chance to have this conversation about having safe communities, and I think it was the number one issue for a survey that came out this last year. I made a bold statement, man, and few people gave me slack for it, but I had to explain it. And I said the age of the mentor is retired. And the reason that I said that is because it is really difficult to get people to mentor, and to mentor teens, to mentor young adults, because they're having problems paying the bills. They've having to work more in order to do the same. And so at that time, if we want to have a community that is vibrant, if we want to have these people in the community working hard, one of the things that I want to see is social entrepreneurs. I want to see people who really care about community, actually make a living focusing on developing, maturing, mentoring, making sure that our community is the best in the nation. And it takes people. And for the longest, these people have worked for free. And they just can't do it anymore, especially with the economy and the issues that we're having now. My conversation with Laura Nauser, with the mayor, with city council, was to make sure that that this process, that we have a chance to advance the unity and diversity in our town. That we have a reputation to be diverse, but we're not united. And so what I'm trying to do is basically to help advance that process. Make it easier. One of the things about the White House and the website and the transparency, when they send you an email, they tell you, here's the information you need, here's the next step, here's how you participate, and give us $3. So they have a particular, they pull out all the stops when it comes to getting people to act. And it's really tough because you get lethargic, you get disenfranchised, you're dealing with entropy where you give up. And you give up because you don't think it'll change. And there's a lot of people out there that have checked out. And so this is a chance to, I guess the beauty behind it is it's forced us to have this conversation that is not necessarily a poor, a white, or black issue, but it's a Columbia, it's a Como issue. So I'm seeing that more people are going to get involved. There's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of skeptics. But it's just like voting. You vote with your dollars. You vote, when you go to the polls, and you vote when you talk. And so this is a chance to actually have a conversation about it, but to actually do something. And so I think the task force is going to really speak to a felt need. We know that the kids need jobs. We know the young adults need to have hope for the future. We know that they need to have some type of morals and ethics. We know that they need to have activities. We know this. It's a no-brainer. But now we have to make sure that the data and the research proves it. But the thing about Columbia is, and in St. Louis and Kansas City, it's almost like an oasis for Missouri. You go to 30 miles from here and you'll see these small towns with not too much diversity, but they still treat you nice. It might be some individuals who have issues with race and racism, but really mostly we got some good places. But Columbia has an opportunity, man, I feel, to lead the nation in so many different areas. We've been one of the hardworking cities in the United States. Livability.com said that we're the second city of our size, that we're number 2 in the nation. So we got some pieces that's working, but we haven't really faced our history in order to grapple with our present, to chart a path to the future, and we're doing that now. And so, I think that we have an awesome opportunity to be a leader in the nation, and that's why I'm here. Or else I would have just said, you know what, I'm outie. So this is a attempt to make it happen. And Columbia just fought through an EEZ process, and really that brought a lot of people to the table who actually cared about this town. And so the mayor said, come up with solutions. And this is our opportunity. So it's up to each citizen in this city to offer that.